It's that time again. Good evening all, it's Klaus here and you're listening to the Eadn podcast. This is the 5th episode of the podcast series where we talk everything about Eadn. With the match day 6 of League 3 fastly approaching, all eyes are on, of course, the big game between the Vice Underdogs and the 8th Avenue Furies. Two of the biggest clans in VCMP will go head to head yet again. But who will come on top? Let's find out. I'll be joined by none other than the two captains themselves, Sean and Sizer, and we're going to discuss the upcoming match and the fierce rivalry between these two historic clans. Let's not also forget the other two matches of Match Day 6, where the Mad Demons take on the Miami Killers in a winner-takes-all match, and the resurgence could be stopped in their tracks by the undefeated TT. We'll of course also give our opinions on the matches that took place in Match Day 5. Hello everyone, today I'm lucky enough to be joined by not one but two legendary players. We have both Sean and Sizer with us today. Hey guys, thanks for joining.
Hey there, man.
Hey Klaus, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Good, thanks for asking. Friday evening, looking forward to the weekend. What better time to talk to you both, but in the run-up to such an exciting match week. We've got some real good matches coming up. Of course, the El Clasico, the Der Clasico, or just the VCMP Derby, however you want to call it. The oldest rivalry in VCMP, the most historic, if not, one of, if not the biggest match in any clan competition, in my opinion. Are you both excited, as I am, with EAF versus Vice Underdogs?
I very much am, man. I really am. Even though we haven't won, ever against VU, we are looking forward to this time, though.
Yes, definitely we feel very confident against EF, and I think we are going to do very well in this match.
One thing I assure you, we sure won't let you get away without a fight. So yeah, I am pretty excited for this match week. Along with that, there are a lot of other interesting matches, like the TT match. I am looking forward to that as well. I mean, about this match week, whoever wins it, the TT, RT, or EAF, if we win this match, we make it to the top 4. So it is a very important match week.
Exactly, it really could decide who goes into the playoffs or not. But let's begin with the Vice Underdogs versus the Furies. We're talking about the two oldest clans in VCMP that are still going today, both being established around spring of 2008, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong with that. But yeah, that's a staggering 13 years of history right there. Combined, 20 plus years of history. We're talking a long time. When was the first time that you were both introduced to this rivalry?
I think I was introduced in the first season of League, which I myself organized in 3 years back, I guess. At the
I
time
think
I
it was around 4 years or
the
something back, yeah.
Yes, there's something like that. Since that day, I started participating in the attack and defense game and the specifically events. So I think there is no event in which I have never participated.
Mm-hmm.
I took part in every event which took place in EAD, and so yeah, this one as well.
Well, to me, I think you very much remember it yourself, Klaus, since you were the one who trained me with my snipers back in, I think, was that the League 1. I think that was the first league.
Yeah, that was, EAD League 1, so I think you're both around the same time.
Yeah.
Around that EAD League 1 era, with when SS won the league. They had a very good squad back then, didn't they?
Right.
Yeah, so you're both around the same time. That's interesting, and I know you mentioned about the sniper. I won't take all the credit though, Sean. But yeah, so why do you think that these two clans have withstood the test of time and have kept going for all these years, despite seeing so many other clans come and go?
I think that these two clans, EF and VU, obviously, have those major members. For example, for VU, it's Charlie Utan, Thien, veteran, and for EAF it's like those Kesu, Alarba, myself now, who just stick around without the anything interrupting them. We actually enjoy each other's company. I think same goes for VU as well. So we don't really like to leave the clan alone. I think that is the reason these two clans have been sticking around for a very long time. ULK and other clans didn't withstand it, and they did right now. But for us, I think this worked.
What do you think, Sizer?
For me, I think we have recruited a lot of players after this first season of League, and we VUs are very much addicted to this specific game mode since it is very strategical. So our main guys, our main VUs, our full members are mainly focused on this game mode since. Maybe casually we don't play that much, but when we talk about event, we put a lot of effort, and I think that's what makes us play this game more often.
Yeah, I was about to add that I think both clans have players that have stuck around for a long time. You know, you mentioned a couple there, Sean, Alaba, etc.
Yeah.
You know, these guys have been around for a long time and they've always been loyal to their clans, and that goes a long way. And we have to, of course, take into the point that both clans have been incredibly successful over the years. But we've seen the squad change over the years. Numerous legendary players come and go, both succeeding in different eras. EAF won the XAD League back in 2013.
Yeah, those were the glory days, man.
Yeah, but you'd probably have to say that Vice Underdogs have had the slightly upper hand going into this league. They're current EAD champions, aren't they? So I should mention, though, that EAF did finish above the Vice Underdogs in the second league, just by one place. But I should mention that. But I think it's fair to say both clans have been neck and neck throughout the years. But going into this league, League 3, who do you think at this point of time has the strongest squad?
Well, if you ask me about EAF, I am very happy with the squad lately. For the first time in a very long time, I have to say, we have managed a full squad with at least 2 substitutes available to us at all times. Also, this is Spyro's first proper EAD league, and as you can see, he has proved himself to be a very valuable asset to us. I mean, sure, he has tendency to screw up once in a while, but obviously he's just a human after all, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I have much confidence in Silent and myself as well, that we can take some pressure off of each other and help each other towards the win. I mean, we all have our strengths and our weaknesses, and we're working on our weaknesses, obviously. We were just training a few minutes ago. And I think I am pretty confident going into this game, and I am pretty sure that we might at least give a good fight, if not a win.
And Saza, what do you think?
I think if we compare both squads, BU and EF, I think at this point, I think our squad was strongest. I feel very confident because I think we have all-rounders mostly, and we have best rulers. Ignoring the last match which took place, but I think we feel definitely prepared for this one since we have been practicing from a very long time.
Yeah, I've been watching. BU has been practicing a lot lately.
Yeah, so I think first this particular match, I feel very confident and think we are gonna do very well. But Lord knows what happens.
Yeah, we don't know for sure. Nothing's won on paper. But
there is one more thing. There is always confusion for me as a captain to choose which members should play because there are a lot of members who are different professionalities, and it is very hard for me to pick who will be the best one.
Yeah, actually, BU has a huge squad, man. I can imagine myself being in your squad.
I always get confused, and I always have to ask EXO, Leatherhorse, and different people to pick the best
must
squad.
Be a tough task, I tell you.
Yeah. At the same time, we try to give a chance to the new people, and basically it happened in the first 2 matches, and we tried to give chance to the new people. But then I realized that we were continuously losing the event which we used to win. So I decided to make a strong comeback. So I decided to gather all the main squad and during our match against MK, we started practicing, and I think we did very well.
I mean, I must mention that EAF is the only clan who needs a draw this time. Like, we can make our top 4 position like confirmed if we get a draw against either of the teams. And for VU, they have to win all the matches to make it to top 4. So I think you need that practice you've been doing lately.
Yeah, there's a bit more pressure on Vice Underdogs going into this game. It's more of a must-win for the Vice Underdogs rather than EAF. I think they'd be happy with a draw.
Yeah, I think in order to survive in this tournament, we have to win this one, any
Yeah,
counts,
yeah,
and we have to
definitely.
make a very good score in this one. I think maybe 6-2 or 8-0.
Yeah, it's a must-win, 5-3 or more for Vice Underdogs. It
Yes.
has to be. Going back to the squads quickly, just to give my opinion, I think that Vice Underdogs probably have the stronger squad. I'm in agreement with Sizer here. I know that the Furies are confident that they should be confident based on their past results in the league, but on paper, the Vice Underdogs, going by experience and individual skill, I would say the Vice Underdogs top it. Both clans, though, came into the league in similar fashion, I believe, with the older generation looking to kind of pass the baton over to the newer generation. Is that
Yeah.
right? We have guys like a Fanster, Neon, Pyro,
Yeah.
Olka,
Yeah.
just to name a few. They're all new guys looking to make a name for themselves. But we've got only 2 matches left to play now, so we're nearer to the end of the league. And we find both clans on opposite ends of the table, surprisingly. So why do you think the results have been so different for both clans, despite the similarities with the situation and squads?
I really think that Vice Underdog was unable to find their main roster throughout the match so far. And I think that is the reason they're at the bottom of the league right now. They do have the skills, but I think they couldn't understand who to play and who not to play. And that was a big confusion for them.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier that I was inactive, I decided to take a break from the game for a bit longer time. But after seeing the situation in the event specifically, I decided to make a comeback since I have been participating in this event specifically from a very long time. And I thought that we should make a strong comeback. So I think both Ferrari and Sean has discussed before that we were giving chances to new people before. And when I think everyone has different approaches when it comes to leadership. They were giving chances to the new people, but when I came as a captain and when I played as a captain, I keep the same squad for the match, and I don't like changing players within the rounds because we make strategies and we implement those strategies with the same main squad. So they are better aware that how to implement strategies. So I think it was very bad. It was a fault from our side since we didn't had a proper squad. So that was the main reason for that bad score. But I think now at this point and for the next matches, we may be able to perform very well.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Because if you look at how the Vice Underdogs have been going about this league, they started off, as you said, you were playing some of the newer
Yes.
guys, and then it didn't turn out great. You weren't getting the results that you wanted, so you've gone kind of back to the old school legendary players. You've got Axo back, yourself came back. You've always got Ferrari in there, Blitz. You kind of went back to the old guys in order to
Yeah,
bring the results back
I
in your
have to
favour.
force. I used to spam Discord channels, forum, and PMing every single member who is from the main squad to practice daily and to appear in the match. And I used to remind them every day.
Yeah.
And it has been annoying for most of them, but yeah, we managed to do so.
Would you say it's fair, though, to say that the new guys in EAF, Pyro, Afansta, I'm sure there's others in there that haven't come to mind, but would you say these guys have done maybe better than the new guys in the Vice Underdogs?
I mean, I must say that Pyro and Silent, I mean, they are pretty much carrying us all the matches. Like, if you look at it, I mean, yeah, Afanster, Alarba, and myself, we are putting in. But if not for them, Pyro and Silent, I mean, we would have been at the bottom of the table right now. So I think, yeah, EF newer generation is doing way better than VU's newer generation.
Sizer, will any of the new guys get a chance in this big game coming up?
Uh, Basically, we are practicing daily and we are observing the skills of every new member. So whoever makes better improvement, we will make sure to put him in the first priority and the substitute. But right now, I think we are not looking to take any risk right now since we have to make a good score. So we're not making any compromise right now. Maybe like in 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 rare case, like when we have won the match and there are a few rounds left and we may give people chances. But right now, at this point, I don't think so. We are going to give chances to the new people.
All right then. Okay, so looking at the match, I'm looking forward to the Cherry Poppers round mostly, and I'll tell you why. Because the Eighth Avenue Furies have made kind of the Cherry Poppers their home over the many years, and it just goes to show this league. I don't think they've lost a round. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure they haven't lost many rounds on this base.
Yeah, I think we have lost like one defending round, and that is it.
Yeah, so it's a strong base for EAF. Have you made any plans for this base, Sizer?
Uh, we are still like we are playing this base daily, and every time results turn out to be very different because this base is basically shit in terms of both defending and attacking. Like it is very difficult to defend and attack this base because there are a lot of possible sniper locations, and we can also like defend CP with different like explosives. So we are still discussing, and we are like planning to come with a very strong strategy for this particular base because we feel that this is the most dangerous base among all the bases which we have in the list right now.
Yeah, it's massively open, isn't it?
Cherry Poppers is like the most strategical base that we're going to play this weekend.
Yes,
I mean,
definitely.
it's all strategies, man. You can't outplay with skills. I mean, obviously skills do matter, but if you have the wrong strategy, then I'm sorry, that's not the base for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you say that's why you've done so well in the Cherry Poppers, Sean? Because
Yeah, I think so.
the
I think
strategy
so because,
aspect.
yeah, we have been working on this space a lot. Pyro, myself, and Silent. We've been spending hours on this space, and I think, I mean, I'm not trying to boast, but we might win both rounds in this space this weekend as well. And yeah, let's see what goes on though. We can never expect anything because I think you saw the last match against Star 3V. They came up with something new, and that took us pretty much off guard. So did MKs as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm not that confident, but yeah, according to our experience, I think we are okay going into this space.
Sizer, what do you think? Which base is your strongest?
I think the strongest base for us, I think, our own bases, like the North Point Mall car parking and Washington Mall car parking. I think we have performed very well in those places, most of the times. Speaking
I
of their
think
base, the project space, I find it a bit easy since it focuses more on like if you have one member, he can clutch the round easily if you survive in those
true.
houses, near the houses with spas or anything. So the most dangerous base which I find right now is cherry poppers.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it is very difficult to defend and attack.
I've been quite
Both.
impressed with the Vice Underdogs tactics and strategy on the Washington Beach Avenue
Yeah,
parking
true.
lot, whatever you call it. But yeah, you've done really well on there, especially Blitz. I think he knows that base really well. He utilises the RPG really well on that base, and I think EAF are going to have to look out for him.
True, man. I think Blitz is like MVP of Vice Underdogs right now, and we
Yes,
are kind of
definitely.
preparing for him.
Yes, actually, Blitz is a very tactical guy. He knows,
He is,
like,
man. I have
as
played with
he
him a lot, and
during our practice sessions when we play practice sessions, so it is very hard to spot him. He knows very different locations, and once we find him, we hardly manages to catch him. Like he hides very different spots. So I
Yeah,
think Blitz is really gonna perform very well in those bases, in all the
yeah,
bases, since these are all like RPG based bases, maybe. Like specifically cherry poppers, I think he
right.
may be able to perform
I
in
mean,
that base
Klaus would
specifically
know.
very
He
well.
bought Blitz. He was in his championship team. Klaus very well knows how well Blitz can perform. Yeah,
Yeah, so as I was saying, he utilised the RPG very well, and um, he knows how to use it on that base. I'm not going to try and spoil any tactics or anything in case, but I could just say that he knows how to use it well on that base and make full use of it. So I think we're in agreement about the MVPs on both sides, Pyro and Blitz. But what are your predictions, score predictions? I think Sean, you mentioned earlier you were hoping to get a victory.
I mean, it kind of depends on what's the form of our members. If Pyro and Silent are in form, we have a possibility of winning 8-0 as well, which obviously won't happen.
8-0.
But no, my true prediction would be 5-3 to EAF.
And Sizer?
Yes, everyone hopes to win, so we do as well. So I think if we have our main squad available, like as I planned, I think we may be able to make a very good score, at least 6-2.
6-2. Nice. I like the confidence. Okay, so let's quickly go over the games that happened last match week. I'm sure people
Yeah.
are wanting to get your opinions on those. So let's begin with the R3 v EAF match. What a great victory it was for the 8th Avenue Furies. Certainly put them in a great position on the table. What did you think of the match, Sean? Did it go to plan,
Man,
or did some things
it was
surprise you?
yeah, it was very surprising actually. I mean, even though we did play really well in that pace, especially Silent, man, that guy, that guy won us the match. I tell you, Silent was just amazing that match. And as you can see, the match went till the very last round, and Silent actually clutched like a 2 versus 1, I think, from what I remember.
Well, it didn't
It
start
was
off great, did it? Because you went 2-0 down
it
on
did
the
it
Scummo
did.
Shack.
I mean, yeah, we pretty much knew that we'd lose both the rounds in Scummel Shack, so that wasn't a big of a surprise. But then we made a comeback in Cherry Poppers. As I said, we know that base very well, and we were pretty ready. Even though they did came up with something new, salute to Gohan, man, he is a very great sniper, I tell you. But again, we can depend on Pyro. He
Yeah,
found a way.
yeah, and it's
He
as you
found a
said,
loop in his strategies.
yeah, and Silent made 4 kills in one of those rounds as well. As you said, he was
Yeah,
playing
he
really well.
did. I mean, yeah, we had a very good coordination throughout the game. Like, we knew who to kill first. I mean, I shouldn't say this, but honestly, Juan was carrying our 3v, and we knew if Juan was down, we'd have won the round easily. So our main target was Juan, and then maybe Gohan later. But yeah, and that round, I hope you remember, where a faster just came out of nowhere in his Sanchez, and he takes down both Juan and Gohan.
So that was
That,
that was the preceding base. That was actually the Rubina's Cafe,
yeah,
which came after. So you brought it to 2-2 after 2 great rounds on the Cherry Poppers, and then came the Rubina's Cafe, and I think that was where the match was decided. You guys
right.
did almost 2 flawless victories, only 1 death in both of those rounds, which was Alaba.
Right.
But yeah, it was total domination in the Rubina's Cafe rounds.
True, man. I mean, we hadn't expect to win that easily in Ravina's. Like, Gohan is a very tactical player, as you can say. Yeah, it did work pretty well for us. Good luck for us that a Fatster found both Juan and Gohan at the same spot and killed them together. And he just went away like nothing happened.
Yeah,
That was the funniest part of the match, man.
Is he that cool on the voice chat as it looks in game?
He is. Actually, we all were laughing in the voice chat, I tell you. Like, we were all looking for where are the guys? And a faster comes in his Sanchez. He just pops everyone. Like, Juan, Gohan. And we're like, oh my god, he just won us around.
He just seems to play without pressures, and he like doesn't feel
It's
the
like,
pressure, just plays his game.
yeah, we just tell him do whatever you want. We're not telling you to follow any strategies. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, and he just goes with it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But
Yeah, he's made some
it just
amazing
depends.
kills. Like I remember him
Yeah.
killing Hazard in a duel, 1v1 duel, and now like he's killing Tuan, and it's like he's taken down like some of the top players in the game.
Least expected, man. Yeah, I must say, but kudos to a Fanster, man. He won us. A Fanster, silent. They won us the game, man.
We'll quickly go over to the Vice Underdogs match then. This ended in favour. Who did it? It ended 5-3, didn't it?
Yeah, and it ended in favor of RT.
Yeah. So how do you think that match went down for you, Sizer? Did RT surprise you?
Yeah, I think our plan was solid, our strategies were strong, but what we lacked was practice. We basically made strategies, but we were unable to implement them in practice sessions. So our coordination was not very well in the specific match, and I would blame myself too because I was like the main player of this game, and I was having some mouse issues. I kept changing mouse like during the match.
That's
I kept purchasing new mouses and like I switched mouse between the match like 4 to 5 times, and it turned out to be very bad, and I couldn't make some good kills. But I think I tried to fix the issues, and now I think I might be able to perform well. So one more thing that our main squad, like the squad which I planned to play in the specific match, was not available. Like I wanted to play leader horse. He plays very well in the match. Like he plays very tactically, defensively, but he was unable to play due to his studies. So I think, yeah, that I was expecting the same from RT because they have good M4 players, and they tried to make some good headshots in every round, I guess,
I
and
think
that's what made them stronger.
Yeah, the game was very tight all the way through, and I remember it was 3-3 going into the last base, I
Yeah,
believe.
and we were going to make
yeah.
it a tie in the last round because we had a plan, that skimmer plan, and it
It did
worked
not
very
go.
well in the
It did
yeah,
not
it
work
worked
out,
very
did
well
it?
in yeah, but it worked very in the practice sessions. But
Man, I
speaking
feel
of
you.
during the match, I think Ju was confused or something, and because they did hit most of the players inside, and we were covering both the entrance. And I think we were going to clutch around easily. We were going to kill all of them if we had Ferrari and Ju alive. But unfortunately, I think Ju got confused or something, and it turned out to be very bad.
Do we know what
So
actually happened? Like, did he shoot his own plane, or was the plane hit by a
uh,
rocket?
uh, yeah, no. I think Ju hit the rocket, yeah, hit the plane. That's
Oh
all.
my
Not
god.
Wow.
yeah, I think Ferrari was flying the skimmer, and he told Ju to be like in specific position, and Ju couldn't hold himself, due to which he exploded the skimmer, and they both died.
Man, I tell you, Skimmer is very cursed. I ride the same way, man. Almost the same way, even though I drowned, but I was using this Skimmer as well.
Actually, we were very confident about this strategy, this strategy, because
It
we were planning to play this base, the airport jetty base, at start, because we planned this thing and we wanted to grab a win at the very start because it might boost our confidence at the start. So,
it definitely
but
caught them by
unfortunately,
surprise. That is for sure.
yeah, and unfortunately we played this place at last, and what
It was
can I say?
unfortunate because that could have easily ended in a draw, 4-4. Could have
Yeah.
easily.
That really looked like a close match. I like Mason's performance, man. He is the star player of our team.
Yeah, I have to agree about Mason. He played really well, and they missed him, I think, at the beginning of the league. He came in about
True.
halfway through, and he's been amazing for RT. He really has. Okay, let's talk about the TTNK match. It ended as a draw, 4-4. It was kind of close between both teams. Neither of them really took charge, and really,
Played pretty passively, you're trying to say.
yeah, in a way. I don't think either of them were their best.
Yeah, true. I mean, yeah, they weren't. Obviously, it ended in a draw. I mean, it could have gone towards TT's side because TT has been playing absolutely banger, man. I tell you, they're at the best at this moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm surprised how they didn't lose. I mean, I found this match very interesting. So many ups and downs. TT starting with a first defensive victory at Vice City Mansion back, and
Flawless
then MK
victory, yeah.
winning 3 rounds in a row, man. That was interesting, man. I mean, I tell you, I've been in such situations. Like when you lose 3 rounds in a row, all your confidence and will to play shatters to for a very good while. I tell you, and I don't know how TT managed to come back from that.
Mm-hmm.
That is very surprising to me.
I think they just messed up on the downtown ammunition compound, didn't they? They really messed up on that base. They lost both rounds. I mean,
Really
before
did.
that base it was 1-1, so it kind of went both ways on that base, on the Facsetti Mansion back. But downtown ammunition compound, the triples just didn't really have a plan of any kind in that base.
True. That I think Jinx is the main player behind TT, and obviously Hazard for MK, must say. But Jinx, man, Jinx has been playing very flawlessly. I tell you.
Jinx, yeah, he's been quite amazing with the RPG as well, hasn't he? Like on that
True.
South Point Mall, especially. I know you guys have got to play them. Is it right? Is that right? Last match week.
We do have
Yeah.
yep.
Sizer, did Vice Underdogs play TT yet?
Yes, we played our first match against TT.
What do you make of TT? Do you think they've kind of
Klaus and
surprised you a bit this league?
I couldn't watch the gameplay much, but during the match which we had against them, I think they have some good players which plays the main attack and defense for all the time, and I think they. I was expecting the same because if you have players practicing like playing daily, and I think their score was expected. But speaking of MK and TT, I couldn't watch the match, but I was expecting TT to win this one specifically. But
Yeah, I think everyone was expecting TT to win. I just think
Yeah.
it was the downtown compound they really messed it up.
True. I mean, MK does have very neat strategy in downtown base, the compound base. It used to be EF space, but MK know it pretty well, man. I must say.
Yeah, and they, as you said, they've got quite a unique plan when it comes to it.
True.
But I think TT, as we were saying, have been one of the shining lights this league. They've been really strong.
TT squad is epic, and
It consists,
have
definitely,
yeah, it consists
so
like
many good.
it's like a match. There's some DU, isn't there, and there's some F2 in there. It's kind of like an alliance.
The best of F2 and the best of DU, and obviously Pavanis has been working so well lately. I mean, I hadn't
think,
expected I'd say this, but he does play pretty well in matches.
I think they have good people, but what they need is they need a good squad selection for the matches. Like they have to choose a specific squad for the match, and they should play. Yeah, I think what they're lacking right now is the proper squad selection. So I see in 1 to 2 matches, some people are playing which are not supposed to play in in some of the matches.
Yeah, they've got a real strong squad of 5, haven't they? But not really many substitutes that can come in and make a strong statement.
True, man. But the thing with that squad is if you leave only one guy alone in that team, you'd still have chances of winning a 1 versus 3 or 1 versus 2. They are very good individual players. Jinx, Wilson, Killer Frost.
I think most of them are high pingers, so they have that advantage.
True, I'd agree with that.
I don't think that they have any low pinger right now in the squad.
That is true. But some would say low pingers have their advantages as well.
True. Some people say that low pingers have an advantage in M4.
I'm not so sure about that, but yeah, I get headshot easily, so take that however you want.
Man, we were really expecting you to see in a team, Klaus. That was pretty much of a disappointment. We'd have loved to see you play, but you didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't possible this time. Of course, I'm not in any group or team at the moment, so
Right.
it just wasn't possible. But in the future, who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look towards the other matches upcoming in this match week. So we've got TT versus RT. So we just spoke about these two teams. Are we all expecting TT to win this one easily?
I'm not sure, man. I mean, RT has been playing really well with Mason back in their squad. And even though Master Rosie is banned from RPG, I think Severin can play with RPG as well. So it will be a pretty close match, I tell you. RT has made a very neat comeback in the league, and I'm expecting them to do something good this match as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on RT. It's a must-win for them, isn't it? In a way,
Yep,
they
it
need
is.
wins desperately. TT are kind of in a comfortable position, similar to EAF.
Yeah.
So I
I
think,
mean,
go on.
yeah. I mean, I think they both need to win one round to make it confirmed in the top four. I think. I'm not very sure, but I think that's the case. If they win one match, and whoever wins this match is confirmed in top four, from what I know.
Sizer, who do you think is going to win this
If
one?
you ask me, I think RT is going to make a very good score this one. Maybe because they have good M4 players comparing to TT, and they have some good people who are good duelers as well. So comparing the both teams, I think RT may have edge over this since they come up with very strong strategies. They come they practice a lot. I see them practicing in the server daily, and they try to bring up some. Uh, the thing I like about RT is they stick together. They have very
True,
good
true.
coordination. So they try to they try to stay together and take people one by one, and it turned out to be very
Yeah,
well. And it worked for them in every match, I guess, even in the
yep.
match against
Uh,
us. So I guess if we compare both teams, I think RT has an edge over this one. They may be able to make a very good score.
I mean, you did mention that RT has pretty neat M4 players. That is true, but TT on the other hand, they do have pretty good long range players as well. I mean, Jinx RPG is so accurate, he can I don't know, man, what to say,
Yeah,
but
yeah, that's right.
so
But
strong as well.
that's right. If we speak of strategies, I think RT has more strong strategies comparing with TT.
I'll agree with that. Yeah, it will be a very interesting match to watch. I'm looking forward
Yes.
to it, man.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
expecting TT to be very strong on the Faceti match and back because they've done quite well on that base throughout the league. I think the South Point Mall base, again, I think TT are going to do well again because I think they've got a very good strategy with using Jinx's RPG to full advantage. But then I think it's going to come down to the RT bases. Junkyard, that could go either way. RT could do really well, like you mentioned. The M4 and Rugers could come into play in that base. It's very, mid to short range.
Yeah,
The RPG guy only really has one place to go, so he's less useful, I'd say, in the junkyard bases. And then, which was the second base for RT? Yes, the airport jetty, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, again, that could go both ways because it's such a strong base for the defending team. So it gives both teams a good chance to win that. So I'm going to go and say 4-4. I think because I'm going to
Same,
give
same.
both RT bases to RT and both TT bases to TT.
I'll agree with you, man.
Yeah. All right then. Let's talk about Miami Killers versus Dark Wolves, also known as Mad Demons. This game took a long time to organise, but I think it is going ahead
Oh, yeah.
finally. So we've got it to look forward to. Who do we think is going to win this one?
I think Dark Wolves have to win this, man. If they win this, they have a chance. They have a very good chance. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think MK is out of the league, aren't they? I
I'd
mean,
have to
they
look
can't
at the
make a
table.
comeback now. I
Uh,
mean, they have only one win so far, so I think they are pretty much out of the league. So the pressure is on Dark Wolves. Dark Wolves really have to win this space to make it to top four.
what do you think, Sizer?
And
I think Mad Demons or Dark Wolves are perfect in every aspect. Speaking of M4s, RPG, close range duels. their best in every aspect. So I think they may have an also better team.
Yeah, I mean,
Comparing with, they
yeah,
have
sure,
a full
go on.
package. I think they have everything. Like Hazard plays very well with the RPG, Lumberjack is best with M4, and mostly I think and that demons are famous due to M4. So I think yes, Mad Demons would be able to do very well in this one, comparing with
Yeah, I mean,
MK's performance, which we observed in the latest matches.
I'll kind of agree with you, but like Dark Wolves do have everything, but one thing they lack is strategies, and that's where I think MK beats them. MK has very neat strategies, while I think Dark Wolves come into the match
Yeah.
very much unprepared. So that could go horribly wrong for her Dark Wolves if MK played pretty well.
Yes, I think yes, I agree with that. That MK has very tactical strategies sometimes. Like when we played against them in Phil's place, and they managed to defend CP with RPG. Since we had 3 to 4 people alive, and still they managed to win the round with just one guy's pillar.
Yeah,
And
that was
we
amazing.
could, yeah, we just couldn't imagine how he can do RPG from that sprint works too. But
True.
yes, but I think they may be able to perform tactically in some bases. It may work for 1 or 2 bases, but I think in other bases, maybe Mad Damas are going to do well, in my opinion. Its score might be like same for like 6-2 or something, but I think Mad Damas are stronger.
Yeah, I think there are a couple of factors we have to take into account here. Firstly, as Sean was talking, Dark Dwarfs have a real lack of organisation, and we've seen that in previous matches. And
Yeah,
they need their best players to show up. Otherwise, they're in a lot
they
of
really
trouble.
do.
If Hazard and Lumberjack do not show up, that changes the result.
True,
They
true.
rely
I'll agree with
on
that.
certain people, don't they? And with MK, they need to make full use of strategies going into the various bases. They need to make full use of sniper rifles, RPGs.
Right.
Basically, they need to avoid straight shootouts with these guys. If
They
they
really
try
need
and go, if they try and just rush Dark Horse and get caught in duels and M4 fights, they're gonna get washed away because the Dark Wolves, when it comes down to M4 and shotguns, these guys are deadly.
They are. They really are, man.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
You wouldn't know from where they headshot you.
And I think Dark Wolves have chosen some interesting bases. I really like their choice of the not the construction yard, but it's that little area next to it. What's it called?
It's, I think, Span Express.
Yeah, that's right, the Span Express warehouse. I think that's a really interesting base because it's quite enclosed where the checkpoint is, but then there's a lot of area
Yeah.
around there where you can have little sort of duels and different scenarios, quite similar to the projects in a way.
Right. Yep, true.
But yeah, I'm going to have to say, if Dark Wolf's main squad show up and they've got all their best players, I'd probably go 5-3 Dark Wolves. Because
Yeah, I mean, Lumberjack has to show up, man. I hope none of his guests show up this time.
I think they might, since they have been practicing daily.
yeah,
So yes,
they had a hard
they
time
definitely
organising
I,
the match,
I
didn't they?
think we all can agree Dark Wolves have an advantage in this phase. Yep.
Yeah, but
yes.
then you have to give MK the chance as well because, as we said, they come up with some really good
MK
strategies.
has
They always surprise us, man. MK always surprises.
Spiller especially, some of the locations and tactics this guy's come up with.
yes, and also I think that MK is lacking their main squad. Like they should make their few members which are good, like M4 players. They should make them play. Since I couldn't see some of the players, like
From
against DU versus
yeah,
MK, I didn't see their like proper squad which they had in the previous match. I think they should make their good players at least play in the summer in the event in the coming match at least.
I think if Elk performs pretty well, they will have a very neat advantage. But yeah, again, it depends on what goes on. MD has players like Lumberjack who can like control the whole match.
One more thing
So
that
yeah,
MK has good players with long range, but when it comes to close range, they all are not very like
Hmm.
comparing with Mad Demons, they
yeah.
all are very like piece of cake for them.
Mad Demons are like very, very experienced in deathmatch, I tell you.
Yes, they are very strong bowlers. Like they have mostly the champions of VCDC. Like
Right.
Lumberjack managed to come third place and Hazard second place, and all of them are very good at in close range.
They
So
really are. So yeah,
yes,
this match week, man, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, they Mad Demons, they want to force the shootout, don't they? They don't want to play tactically. They don't want to come up against long range RPGs and sniper rifles and that kind of thing. They just want to come up face to face, shotgun to shotgun. I think that's their strength.
Yeah,
Talking about MK again, you mentioned Elk, and they also have Houcher. These two guys are deadly. Um,
really did.
but as Sizer was saying, they are missing some big players due to suspensions. I think we have to
Yeah,
mention
that was a
Danish,
pity.
who
Danish,
Danish
right?
was really good, really strong in the last championship, wasn't he?
He was,
yeah,
man. I think he was one of the MVPs of
I think he's the best
whatever
player
team
with the
that was.
M60 and shotgun. So he's the
He is, he is. Big
best one for
respect to
that
him,
part.
man.
It's
It's a
unfortunate.
pity that he
Yeah,
couldn't be in.
yeah. I think they miss him a lot, and I definitely think next league, League 4, MK will come back stronger.
Very stronger.
I also think that MK members have not a lot of runs in the specific game mode, due to which they are not like performing very well since there are not a lot of the members are interested.
It is true, yeah.
Yeah,
If we see the record of the last two league seasons, they rage quitted every like 2 seasons. They didn't play. They played few matches and they, due to lack of members, due to lack of interest, they quit.
I was quite
So
surprised that Tarkan played the last match.
yes,
Was anyone else
and I was
surprised by
very
that?
yeah, I was actually. I That was the least expected player to show up, actually, from what I know. I mean, I didn't expect him at all. MK has a lot of players, and Tarkan showing up wasn't in my mind at all.
To me, I think the members which practice with you in the server, like which plan strategies, they should be if they should be playing in the match. Mostly, what happens that they few people plan strategy and some old members, some inactive members come and they play the match, and that turned out to be very bad for the clan. So it happens in the event. I have seen that. So I think maybe that happens with MK. So they should focus on that one.
Yeah, if they out tactic them, they can win, and I think that's how EAF I think beat them as well. They sort of out tacted them in that
Uh,
situation.
I I think we lost to MK, but yeah, in a few rounds we did beat them that way.
Yeah, I was saying you beat the Dark Horse by using tactics and that kind of thing, and
Oh, oh, yeah, yeah,
I think MK can do the same.
yeah, they can, they definitely can.
Well, I think that brings us to the end of this podcast. I don't think we did too badly. Was that 45 minutes to an hour?
50
About
minutes.
that.
Yeah, I think almost 50 minutes or something.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Thanks for guys for joining though.
No
Yeah, it
problem,
was
man.
fun,
Thanks
man.
for having us.
I look forward to
Yeah,
seeing you
man.
both tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
thank
will.
you.
I will be refing all the matches, man.
Best of luck in your matches.
All right.
All right, catch you later,
See you
guys.
then.
Bye bye.
See you guys.
See ya. See ya.